All right. So last time we added a couple of new buttons to the application, and this time we're going to try to save that data to Supabase. So I wanted to make sure to have that as a separate uh, thing because I think it's stuff like people have to do. So here we go. We're going to do that, and let's do it. So switch over here to the desktop. So you can see here the app as it is. We have our nailed it and failed it buttons. We have our flex on them button, and I fixed the text there. So we're going to switch right into the requirements here. So I try to type out a little bit of what I want to accomplish. So I'm just going to zoom in on that because I'm going to try to be a little bit specific here. So what I've done is I want to save data, and I want to save the data when you click nailed it or failed it. And then I also want to, when you click flex on them, save all the entries just in case something changed. Um, yeah, interesting. And then the table structure should support the following requirements. So I wanted to kind of think through this live. Um, Historical data. So for the cycle week, I should only see one row per lift, right? Is that what we want? I think that's right. And then with either nailed it or failed it for that week. And then two, what else? Do we want to see this tied back to the user? This should be associated with the user and support row level security. You don't want somebody else looking at your data for now. Maybe there's some sharing features. I don't know. Simple is better. Um, what else really needs to be in there? I mean, I think, you know, we're, I kind of want to see what the LLM would come up with versus me having to data model, but let's see what we get. Show me the data model you'd suggest before we do anything overly complex. And let's get that right first. So I'm trying to just tone it down here a little bit because what I've frequently noticed is when you kind of let it loose, it will sometimes do far more than you really wanted. Like, look at this. This is incredible. Like, um, the amount of thought that it goes into. Um, so we're gonna have a user ID. Fine, we generate a UUID for each row. The cycle week, the lift type, which it's using an enum, which is nice. Status text, nailed it or failed it, which is good. Weight lifted. I think that needs to be a max. I mean, that was kind of what I was worried about. Core fields. Um, because when you click nailed it, it is a specific weight. It is a specific weight. And just to make sure we think through this, are we selecting? Yeah, it's nailed it for the whole week. So you actually have three weights. We should save all three weights if we are going to save the weight. Notice there are set one, set two, and set three weights. And this is one of those kind of like, how flexible do we want to make the data model? And for now, I am not trying to make it overly flexible um, because I just want it to be simple. And I think that a lot of the weightlifting tools out there are just too flexible. Um, so flexible that nobody wants to actually uh, use them. I don't. Great. I think this is better. This is better. So let's set up a Supabase migration to make this real. And then give me the commands to run to set it into action and make the buttons save and update. to this data model. All right, so now we're just letting it rip, right? Like go give us the goods here. And I'm going to zoom back out so we can see what changes. All right, so I'm just kind of taking a look at the Supabase migration script to make sure that it generated what I was hoping it would generate. I see most of what I want to see here, so I'm going to go ahead and run that. I frequently end up just opening another terminal for this. So Supabase db push, and let's see how good of a job it does at connecting to my Supabase instance. This is probably because I changed the password. Um, I need to re-authenticate to Supabase. What do I do here? And I'm gonna guess I'm gonna need to grab a password. So I will make sure that I do that. Cool. Let's just log in. And I usually like to go to the terminal where that's happening. Yeah, I like it. Cool. I forgot that's how that worked. So they've got a really nice little uh, way of doing this. So you don't have to worry about sharing a password or a stupid code that somebody else might try to steal from you, which is nice. Great. So I think I'm logged in now. And let's see if this works. Wants me to use a project ref, and this is probably because I moved this guy, right? Um, I think that's this. I don't know why, but my keyboard keeps pasting things twice. It's really awesome. Would be really cool. There we go. I'd say it'd be really nice if they would just give me a selectable list. And now it wants the password, which is cool. I'm going to go get that. And it should be this value that hopefully doesn't show up on the screen. And it doesn't. Fantastic. Great. Now we're going to push these migrations. Oh boy. Come on now. Did it already push these changes somehow? Isn't it fun? Uh, let's see. Let's go to the RepLift demo. Look at the tables. I've used a bunch of other migration tools, and I find it odd when there's like drops in the migration. Seems a little I'm kind of not sure if that's a good idea. But hey, here we go. So I'm just going to give all this to, this is fine. I just give all this to the editor, see what we can, to cascade and see what it does here. If it exists. Interesting. It just digs. I mean, this is funny, right? Like, I don't know anybody that would have ever written this code this way, but um, boy, let's give it a shot. Yeah, just going. We're just going down a hole here, right? Like, um, this seems totally wrong. Can we just follow Supabase migration best practices to create this table and the policies, etc.? Like, just follow the standard way of creating a database migration. There we go. We're adding a simple table and it wanted to like do way more than that. Um, let's see what we end up with here. Hopefully it simplifies the heck out of it. And what's odd is like it was giving me errors on things that didn't seem like they were happening. Okay. Now let's take a look at this migration. So we have a table that gets created and an index that gets created and then some policy stuff. Still more than I would have thought. Let's see. That worked. And if I refresh, I'm going to guess if I refresh this guy here on Supabase, we should see our table. There it is. Good. And I just want to make sure that it populates that table now. So that's the next thing to do is just come over here to, I usually go to the table editor and view the contents of the table. And why not? Let's just check the app and see if it's working. It looks like we're getting an error already that maybe it didn't know about. And good, we are seeing it here. I just wanted to make sure that we could do it this way. Usually I like to do this, and I'm surprised there's not like a add to kind of add to cascade button here, but I'll just copy it and let it figure it out. It is nice when you can just kind of like highlight an error. Oh, I see. It was depending on a hook that didn't exist, but it's kind of odd, right? Like, are we sure that didn't exist? Is it a context? Probably auth context, right? Um, and then we're adding a hook. Are we sure we need a user hook when we have auth context? And this is where switching tools kind of might be something you have to keep an eye on. And like, because everybody has their habits, right? And are we trying to solve the same problem twice? No, not really. Let's make sure that it attempts to keep things clean. So yeah, I do want to get rid of that. And then we'll clean up the hooks directory. It's so funny how I feel like we've moved in and out of liking hooks in React programming. Cool. I think this might be working. And it looks like we're logged in, which is great. We're generating a workout plan. We're going to go to week 1. We're going to say nailed it up. Okay. Immediately an error. So it looks like uh, we're just going to say, I'll just give them this, but again, it sure would be nice if there was some way to capture these guys in here. Let's go ahead and like send these guys over. Looks like it might fix some of the errors. Um, it did at least TypeScript found a few of these, right? Um, let's let that. All right. Let's just do some checking here. Make sure that if I save a bunch of stuff and hit refresh, and I think that was week 1. It is. Cool. Can we change the alert on Flex on them to be more of a toast or mobile friendly notification? Let's see if it gets rid of that. That's kind of annoying me. So what I'm trying to do here is just make sure that if you have a plan, like navigate right to it. So if a user is signed in and they have saved their plan values, let's just show it. So I've just been notified that for smaller plates, people that are trying to get strong but can't lift 45-pound plates, this would leave them in a spot where, you know, they're not showing off much weight. So I need to figure out an iconography for the change plates. Maybe they should be circles. All right, what did we just do? Let's see if it worked. I think we just changed the default state. So if it logs you in, shows you the week cycle. Why did it select? Cool, it's fine. It's just let's let's see if we can give ourselves a little more it's for back to form and what's the other one? View time, view timeline, and remove the text and arrows. Also, can we decrease the padding on left and right of workout form to be 50% smaller? It is now. Let's see how that goes. We're just tightening things up now. I mean, I think we have the data saved, so I'm not going to make everybody like watch me finish up the cleanup here, but you saw how easy it is to add things to Supabase and verify that they're there. Oh, that's just the last thing to do is just come here and let's verify that we're seeing data in Supabase. And you can see here, it's entering each lift, the cycle one, which is good, and nailed, 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 failed with the weights. And all this is really going to do for us is just make sure that we can do some like historical analysis or build like a simple charting feature over time to let people kind of analyze their work. But this was it. I just wanted to show off how easy it is to do Supabase stuff and use Windsurf to do it. So I'll call it here. And I hope people will keep watching. And, like every other person on YouTube says, hey, I'm enjoying sharing this stuff with you. So if you enjoy it too, subscribe, give me a like. Oh boy, if you give me a comment, that's amazing just to know that people are out there watching this stuff. So do it. Let me know what you think. Ask me questions, give me feature ideas. And hey, if you really like the app, go check it out. It's going to be left a link in the comments. Thanks a bunch. Bye.